What if the world never went online? What if there were no websites, no social media, no streaming, no emails, no Google, no internet at all? No digital revolution, no virtual world, just phones, paper, and broadcast signals. In this timeline, the internet was never invented, and what followed was a radically different world than the one you know today, the moment that never came. In our world, the foundation of the internet was built in 1969 with ARPANET, but in this timeline, the project was defunded in 1972 after a shift in US military priorities. Without that early network, computer systems remained isolated. Universities continued to use their own internal databases. Tech companies never unified around a single global network. By the time 1990 arrived, there were computers, but no web, no hyperlinks, no digital ecosystem to connect them all. Without the internet, the digital age still happens, but slower, more fragmented. You still get personal computers, word processors, and even video games. But there are no emails, no cloud storage. Files are saved on disks, carried by hand. Information is transferred physically, not wirelessly. The fax machine reigns longer. Phone books remain on every desk. Libraries are more crowded than ever. There is no Google. Research takes hours, not seconds. Without email, business communication relies on phone calls, memos, and physical mail. The pace of everything is slower. Global corporations grow, but coordination is messy. Fax servers hum 24/7. Conference calls dominate. International deals take weeks to organize instead of minutes. Social media? It never happens. There are no influencers, no viral content, no online debates. News travels by television, radio, and newspapers. The 24-hour news cycle exists, but it's limited by airtime and printing presses. No dot-com boom, no tech giants. In our timeline, the internet birthed trillion-dollar companies, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Netflix, and more. But in this world, they never emerge. Jeff Bezos becomes a powerful logistics magnate, but his empire is built on mail-order catalogs and physical storefronts. Bill Gates still revolutionizes software, but without an online marketplace, Windows remains just a tool, not a portal. Elon Musk focuses on energy and transportation. Tesla thrives, but SpaceX advances more slowly without digital collaboration networks. Without streaming, television remains dominant. Cable providers control what you see and when you see it. Music is sold on CDs and vinyl. Radio is still king. MTV is still relevant. Artists tour constantly to stay relevant. There's no Spotify to boost their plays overnight. Movie theaters thrive. Blockbusters are national events. Piracy exists, but it spreads via copied VHS tapes, not torrent sites. You rent your movies. You buy your albums. You read your magazines. In schools and universities, students still rely on textbooks and in-person lectures. There's no online coursework, no digital classrooms, no Zoom. Distance learning means correspondence by post. Libraries remain essential. Encyclopedias are printed every year. The World Book and Britannica never go out of business. Group projects require real meetings. Study groups happen in person. Research papers take days, not hours. There is no remote work. Offices are mandatory. Meetings are face-to-face. Commuting dominates daily life. Spreadsheets are shared via disks or printed copies. Presentations are done on projectors, not shared links. Scheduling is a logistical puzzle. There's no Slack, no Zoom, no cloud collaboration. Projects move at a human pace, not an algorithmic one. The work-life boundary is stronger. When you go home, you disconnect completely because there's nothing to connect to. Surveillance still exists, but it's analog. Governments monitor phone lines, not browsers. Corporate tracking is limited to credit card data, not cookies. There are no targeted ads, no social media data mining. Identity theft is physical, stolen mail, not hacked accounts. Privacy is stronger, but so is isolation. Without the internet, activism is harder, but more personal. Movements spread through flyers, speeches, and word of mouth. Protests require physical coordination. Information spreads slowly, but deliberately. There are no viral hashtags, no live streams, no instant outrage, but also no misinformation campaigns at global scale. Elections are simpler, more secure, but slower to adapt to changing demographics and ideas. Retail still happens in stores, malls are thriving, shopping is tactile, local, human. Banks operate with in-person service and paper checks. ATMs are widespread. Credit card machines dominate, but they're not connected to a real-time network. Investing is slower. Stock trading happens by phone. Day trading is rare. Financial news spreads by ticker, not Twitter. No social media, no digital identities. In this world, people aren't brands. There are no influencers, no YouTubers, no streamers. Fame is earned through traditional paths, television, print, and performance. Children grow up without smartphones. Teens go through adolescence without likes, shares, or digital validation. There's no FOMO, just real moments. Mental health is still a struggle, but it's not shaped by algorithms. Without the internet, global collaboration is slower. Researchers rely on journals, conferences, and physical mail to share discoveries. Medical databases are internal. Diagnoses rely on doctors, not online symptom checkers. The COVID-19 pandemic in this timeline is far worse. Without fast communication and global data sharing, containment is delayed. Vaccines take longer to develop. Public messaging is slower. This world is quieter, more grounded, but also slower, more divided, and less informed. Globalization still happens, but not at light speed. Information is power, but it's held by fewer hands. Connection is physical, travel is more important, borders feel stronger. It's a world of privacy, but also loneliness, of stability, but limited opportunity, of tradition, but slower change. So what was gained, and what was lost? In this timeline, we gained a sense of control, simplicity, privacy, a slower pace. But we lost collaboration, instant communication, shared knowledge, and the opportunity for anyone, anywhere, to have a voice. The internet brought chaos, but also possibility. Without it, the world feels smaller, even if it's more stable. So what would you choose? A world where you're not tracked, not addicted to screens, not distracted, but also not connected? Or a world of infinite information, infinite exposure, infinite potential at a cost? In this timeline, the internet never came. The world kept turning, but the revolution never started.